March 23rd, 11:54 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you tried to pin the guilt onto H. I swear this demon will pay. Mr. Nick. Pearls? Where's Mia? I don't know. Any strong power suddenly called her away. Really strong power? Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. Just barely found something to latch onto. Phew, that's good, pal. What about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time. We just had one. Even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. Did I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent. Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia? It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in her dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe, is there a circus in town right now? Let me guess. There's only one, pal. The very Big Circus. Maya's somewhere within 300 feet radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map. About 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry! And? I could see a mailbox under the window, just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? Sorry, but it was a very small window. Couldn't see anything else. Felt like I was in an old office building. Maybe the 3rd floor or so? I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Again, has she had anything to drink? That's more important. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. March 23rd, 12:05 p.m. District Court. Courtroom. Number 3. Oh, this is courtroom again. Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to the client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and an obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Well, of course I have. You have seen it before? That's right, it's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? Alright. Why? Why does she... The bear figurine. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle, alright? If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity. Just enough room to store a small item. It's gonna be the suicide notes inside it. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. That's why. The letter's gonna be inside, I'm telling ya. So, this figurine. It's a container of sorts, is it? Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is a superb craftsmanship, yes. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Looks like there really was something to that bear after all. Want to know more about the insides. That's the aim here. The bear figurine. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to small store item. Yeah, store a small item. And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then this was a present from you. That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Yuan. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as Yuan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. The two of you, huh? And of course that means Mr. On Guard didn't know, right? Yeah, that incriminates you slightly. Even though we know you didn't do it. We don't know anything about this figurine, so we should try to find out more for now. Yeah, I'll keep pressing her for more information. Righto, that's my cue. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. A puzzle? That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figurine. True enough. People who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. So you can take it apart. And how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh, yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Oh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. Like he's 5 all over again. Uh-huh. Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I think he's lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? At its center is a small cavity with just enough room for a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Yuan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are that many people with the same bear in this country. But it looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get at what was inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. Figurine updated in the court record. Okay. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact we've uncovered, and that this is the bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is, what is inside the box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next, witness. Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Please. Well, there's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews. Okay. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is that? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess at what that is. Do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note. The suicide note? The suicide note left by Yuan Kurida's former manager, Celeste Inpax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Yuan Kurida himself. It seems Celeste Inpax had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. It is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Oh, well, at least we found it. Witness, did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Yuan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I think we all do after Danganronpa. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere, because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it's only appropriate that the contents of the note be made known. Can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud. Very well. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her notes, Celeste Inpax left to us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by Angard. About being engaged to Kurida, and Angard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided in her despair to end it all. That's all Miss Inpax had to say. There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Angard. Then what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Yuan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word. Angard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. Celeste's suicide note entered to the court record. Oh, do I get a copy? Like, you what? It's Angard's fault that the woman killed herself. And this time even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. You're terrible, a selfish person. I guess there are slimeball lawyers out there who'll defend these creeps too. Do you want a skittle? What? There is no room for doubt here. Mr. Tequila's client goal was to obtain the suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with a note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. Or how am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Pheonix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet. so you know what you must do. I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are 2 deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. Gavel is already in the judge's hand. Pheonix, hurry. The suicide note or the figurine? Which one of these should I pursue? Well, I feel you know about the figurine because it's Edgeworth. That sort of thing. Like, I don't think he knew the contents. It's more he suspected the contents was the suicide note in the same way we did. But the figurine is like, that's more likely to be noticed. That's easier to figure out because like he recognized the big bear and was like very much like checking whether or not it had been bought by anyone. He'd probably know more and be more situationally aware of what the figurine was itself. So, suicide note?
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. Oh, am I allowed? Yes. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. I think Your Honor believes that Matangard killed in order to obtain this note. Yes, that is correct. But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Corrida until the night of the murder. That is the case. I say that Matangard could not have known what was written on this note. Oh, didn't think of it that way. Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. Oh, it's true, it's true, it's true. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It's just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Ah? The event seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. What did we do? How did we land ourselves in worse trouble? I would like to direct this court's attention to this. What is that? It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Matangard and the victim both thought of the others as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And? The victim, Yuan Corrida, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt on guard. Oh, Peeping Tom. Order. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? You don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities? Well, maybe a little bit. Well, sort of? Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch, using this Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Matangard's fingerprints are on there. Yeah, but if it's not the same one, then what? Well, Pheonix, Looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ungard learned of this suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Hey, now what's the lawyer thinking? Mummy, is that man the bad killer guy? Shush, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so... ooh, nasty. Phoenix. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next? What am I going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, got one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate. I'd really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded. I'm not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Alright, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? Okay. Assuming it's something to do with the latest stuff, so we'll start here at the end. Can I get any more information? Found inside the figurine. Tales of Ungard's horrible misdeeds. That sort of fits, though. Isn't it? A wooden puzzle with a hollow inside. Only Karita and Andrews know how to open it. Found it on Guard Mansion with lust. Yep, with lust. Celeste is written on it. Receipt for the bear. Spy camera was set in its right eye. Found in the victim's room. Changes the footage taken by the camera into radio waves and transmits the data. Set to record the victim's room from 8 PM for 1 hour. Was running at time of the murder. Just think, if he's not got this version, like that's non-evidence. Found inside figurine, it tells on Guard's horrible misdeeds. Anything I can think of it like I assume with the camera. Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at? Or should I let it go? I can think it's like the camera because of the fact that it's not the same one. It's not the same camera. He said this. He's like, yeah, but I found another one that was exactly the same. It's like, people buy these products, so it's like you need more like what was recorded than the actual camera. Cameras mean nothing in this regard. Stuffed bear. Receipt for the bear. Love. Wooden puzzle. Only those two can get inside. But if only those two can get inside, they're the only ones who know what's actually on the suicide note itself. But we had that read out. They did say there was like Edgeworth has gone about the lovely handwriting, wasn't he? How do you know for sure that it's her handwriting? What piece of evidence have we got to compare it to? Like, what piece of evidence has he got to compare it to? How do we know that? So that's the two things I can think of right now. Is very much the camera isn't the same one based on what he said. And how do you know about the handwriting there? The bear, yeah, like the other thing. Does the photo's handwriting match the suicide note? That's what I want to know. Because if it does, then, you know, that would make sense. So present evidence, I guess. I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Didn't even point.
Objection!
Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You are beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. You know, the way they were saying, like he's sure that it doesn't matter if the spy camera was a different version. So I'm very much thinking, like, maybe it's the handwriting, the like lovely handwriting, or however he put it earlier. So that is Miss Impact's suicide note, right? Who knows? That's what I want, Pheonix! I mean, yes. I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed. Oh! So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impax or not, that has yet to be even remotely confirmed. Oh, the handwriting, yes. Mr. Wright, can't seriously be... Mr. Wright, are you saying this suicide note is a fake? It's possibly a fake. Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Ungard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Where? Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Ungard. I did no such thing. Right. If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Ugh. That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note? It says the defense has stated the handwriting has yet to be analyzed. That's the case. Seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible. It's impossible. This isn't good, Pheonix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis, my butt. That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time. God is guilty, look at any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty. 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 Hello, Phoenix speaking. What is that sound? It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe? What is with him? What's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. Wish there was some way I could make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? Found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry, I just need a little more time. But we're running out of time. But don't tell me we don't have any more. Guilty, 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 guilty gear, guilty, guilty, guilty. Metal Gear. Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't just come this far and... Oh. What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, can you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch. Like what? Oof. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth? Please, you've got to buy us some more time. Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day. Oh, I'm gonna get lunch. Anyone lunch? No?
Objection!
There we go. Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. Can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I am asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. Be advised that I will not allow another recess today. I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. March 23rd, 2:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Right, well, what's going on with Maya's situation? The killer. Looks like he got away again. 30 minutes. Can't find her in that time. Ugh. Report. Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time, just spit it out. Right. Looks like we just missed them, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on the hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. To my Hunker Junk card, say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright, just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. Maybe you don't want to end it. What's that? Hey, what's wrong? It's a gumshoe, answer me. No one can stop me. Oh shit. What happened? Sounded like he had an accident. Guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? Better hurry and call for help. We have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, can't let that happen. Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, that we stand a chance. Why oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? Yes! I was looking at the ceiling being like, is there? It's like, yes! Yes, there is! That's right, there is a way! What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Why are you bringing up friend Ziska at a time like... Oh, I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Friend Ziska. Will she even want to help us? Edgeworth. What is it? Don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty. What I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say. Defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. Doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict? Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff? There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. To be continued. Oh my.